Samsung announced the Galaxy M30 a couple of days back. Yes, I've had the phone, but I haven't had a boxed unit to unbox, and I finally got it in the office today. So in today's video, let's go ahead, unbox it, and take a quick look. Hey guys, Ash here from C4D Tech, and let's get started. If you do end up liking this video, please don't forget to turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. So here's the box the M30 comes in. It's kind of similar to what we've seen with other M series boxes. Opening it up, we have yet another box here. Now this one has the regular literature. Then there is the M30 itself. So taking the phone out, the first thing you notice is that the build is still plastic. The back does look kind of nice, and overall the phone feels easy to hold, and it also feels very lightweight given that 5000 mAh battery inside. Let's see what else is there in the box. So there's a Type-C cable and a 15-watt fast charger. So now coming back to the M30, Samsung has decided to spice up the design a little bit with a color shifting finish to the back. It looks quite good, and while it might lack the flair of a gradient glass back, credit where credit is due. With the M series, Samsung is certainly making a real effort to keep up with the trends. Now in hand, the M30 feels good thanks to the curved sides, and despite packing in a 6.4-inch screen, the overall footprint of the M30 isn't really that large. And talking about that screen, this is what sets the M30 apart from others in the segment. Now this is a Super AMOLED Infinity U panel. It seems to be a gorgeous display, very good quality. The Full HD Plus resolution means everything looks quite sharp, and of course the punchy AMOLED adds to the experience. Samsung has even provided an always-on option here to make use of that AMOLED goodness. It is worth mentioning that the M30 has Widevine L1 certification, so it can play back high-definition Netflix or Amazon Prime content. As for placements, we have the headphone jack Type-C port, primary mic and loudspeaker to the bottom. We have the SIM tray to the left, the power button and volume keys reside to the right, and up top, there's nothing. It's just left clean except for the secondary noise-cancelling mic. Okay, so these are the externals. So what about the internals? Well, it's very similar to the Galaxy M20. We have the Exynos 7904 chip. Like I said, we've seen this on the M20 before, and the performance should be quite good. Now, if you're wondering how it games, we've actually tested out gaming performance in a separate video on the M20. So I'll leave a card to that video here. Use it, check that out. Now, long story short, the gaming performance was quite good, and here we have up to 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. And talking about storage, if you want to expand, you can do that. There is a dedicated micro SD option here. Now all this is backed up by the same 5000 mAh battery from the Galaxy M20. And like we saw at the start, it also comes with a 15-watt fast charger. Now given that most of the internals are quite similar to that of the M20 with the exception of the display, which is now AMOLED, I expect the battery life to be the same or even better. The M20 was a battery beast, so that's good news if you're looking at the M30. Now talking about that display, to the top of it, there is a small notch, Infinity U and all. Now here's where you find the 16 megapixel selfie camera. And just like with the M20, there is no auto brightness sensor here. This camera pulls double duty as an auto brightness sensor. Now other than that though, Samsung has included a healthy mix of sensors on the M30. Most of the important ones like proximity and gyroscope are present and accounted for. Now moving on to the software side of things, we have the redesigned Samsung Experience 9.5 based on Android 8.1 Oreo here. I really wish Samsung had gone with One UI on this one. That said, the user interface did still feel snappy. The fingerprint scanner to the back felt fast and accurate too. There is face unlock included, and that worked quite fastly as well. Haptic feedback though is still cut. Now, as far as cameras go, we have a triple camera array to the back of the M30. The primary is a 13 megapixel shooter with an f1.9 lens. The other two are 5 megapixels. One is a depth sensor and the other comes with an ultra wide angle lens. Now they shoot pretty good shots. The primary especially captures a lot of detail. The colors seem good and the depth of field is shallow. So at first glance, the M30 seems to have a pretty good camera package. Here are a few more examples. Now, of course, to wrap it all up, we have the price. The Galaxy M30 starts at $14,990, and going by my initial impressions, it should turn out to be a decent performer in that segment. But how does it compare to the intense competition? Well, Let's do a full comparison to settle that. What do you guys say? What do you think? Can the M30 stand tall despite the competition, or do you feel Samsung should have done more here? Let me know in the comments below. So I guess that's it. Share this video with friends and family if you can. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Also subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Retech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.